order to how we're going to write.
Just one more announcement. Mrs. Neros is out sick today. She said she will try to make it in the afternoon. So if she does, we will notify you to let you know that you can send your kids. But as of right now, please do not send your kids to Mrs. Neros today. Thank you.
Alright, so we have your organizer. What is the first thing we're going to write about? Raise your hand if you know which is the first part, the first paragraph we're going to write. There's a few people that know. Luisa, the main idea. So which circle would that be? Is that the smaller circles or the larger one?
Larger.
Larger. So we're going to put a number 1 next to our large circle. That's the first thing we're going to write. Our main idea, what the story is mostly about. Okay. So we're going to go in order, just like we would with the scientific method. The next thing we're going to write about is the hypothesis, because that's the first part we would do in the scientific method. So put a number 2 next to hypothesis. Okay. Then we're going to go in order. Number 3 will be our experiment that we're going to be writing about. Number 4, we're going to talk about how she shared her results. Put that up there. Okay, remember we have to do 5 paragraphs. What is the 5th thing we're going to write about? Talk to your elbow buddy and decide. What is the 5th paragraph going to be about? Everyone quickly, you have 30 seconds. Talk to your elbow buddy. Okay, everyone back on me in 3, 2, 1. Jasmine, what is the 5th paragraph going to be about? The conclusion. And where do we find that on our organizer? Elena? The main idea. We're going to go right back and talk about the same thing at the end, but a little differently. So put a number 5 by that. Okay, Andrea, I know you weren't here, so just copy what we've got. Do your best. Okay? All right, so on the page next to your organizer, so we're going to keep our writing journal open, just like Zane. So we have our organizer on one side, we're going to do our writing on the next. We don't have to flip back and forth. Mark your paper, X's every other line. X that paper every other line. So walk around and see how you did. Good. And down the paper every other line. Every other line, all the way down the paper. Good, Jair has it. He's ready. Jessica's ready. Excellent. Rodrigo's ready. A lot of students that are ready. Okay. Switch with the partner right now. I'm not sure. Hey. Oh, wait. I need everyone's attention back up here. Now I want us to think. Before we answer, I want you to think. What type of story was how fast do you eat your ice cream? Think about it. Don't shout out. Think for a minute. Tell your neighbor. What type of story is how fast do you eat your ice cream? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Back on me. Well, 1, 2, 3. Tell me, what type of story?
Non-fiction.
Excellent. So we're going to write with a non-fiction writing. A non-fiction summary. So we're going to start. Who knows a good sentence start for a non-fiction? Jared, go ahead. This non-fiction text is about. Excellent. So we're going to indent. That means we move over. We're going to write. I'll do it in black. This, capitalize the first word. Great. Good, I like to see the indenting. Remember, nonfiction is hyphenized. N-O-N hyphen F-I-C T-I-O-N is nonfiction text. Good. Nonfiction text is about. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to go into that main idea. And we're going to take what we write for our introduction right from our main idea. So who would like to finish this sentence for us? I want you to think for a minute. Take some think time. Look at your organizer. What did we write in our organizer? Use that information to finish my sentence. So think for a minute. Asiel, I need your participation today. I know, and now you need to think about what we're writing next. Jacob, do you have a good sentence? Okay, this nonfiction text is about brain freezes. Excellent. Does someone have another sentence? Jessica. Oh. Good. Excellent. I like that one. This nonfiction text is about a 13-year-old girl using the scientific method. And Jacob's was, this nonfiction text is about brain freezes. Excellent. Does someone have a different one? No? Okay, say, and a whole sentence, a complete sentence. Good. This nonfiction text is about ice cream. Okay, so we have several choices. Now you're welcome. Oh, well, wait. Kevin. You're welcome to use whichever sentence you like. So, but for up here on the board, we're going to take a vote. So we're going to go through a vote about if this is about brain freezes or about the girl using the scientific method. So raise your hand if you want to use the sentence about brain freezes. There's a couple. Okay. You're welcome to do it on your own. Raise your hand if you'd like to use the one about the 13-year-old girl and the scientific method. Okay. So that's what we're going to put up here. So let's put our fingers under this and then we'll read it to complete the sentence. Fingers under this, on your own paper. Voices together.
This nonfiction text is about.
So we're going to write a 13-year-old girl. These are all words. I know you know how to spell. If you need to check on the board, go ahead. You may. I said you could choose whichever one you liked. Go ahead and choose. Okay, now, just like what happens when I write, my brain got a little confused because I was writing and I don't remember what the rest of my sentence is supposed to be. So I'm going to go back to this. Put your finger under this. We're going to read and then you can help me finish the sentence again. Fingers under this. Voices together.
This nonfiction text is about a 13-year-old girl using the scientific method.
Good, I like that. Using U-S-I-N-G.
U-S-I-N-G.
Where could I look to spell scientific method? That's a big word, and I want to make sure I spell it correctly in my writing. Jasmine, where can I look? On our organizer. It's in our major understanding, in the main idea of our story, so we can go back to that to check it. I'm going to use it up here on the board if you need to check. Show me that you're ready when your pencil's down. Here, you put your sentence. Oh, I know a lot of students are ready. Hey, show me on your fingers, how many sentences do we need to make a complete paragraph? Show me with your fingers, how many sentences? Oh, I have a few students that aren't voting yet. How many sentences make a complete paragraph? We have a very different number. How many sentences make a complete paragraph? Show me any fingers.
3 to 5.
Okay, Jared, how many is it?
3 to 5.
3 to 5. How many sentences do I have right now?
1.
1. So I need to come up with 2 more sentences from my main idea to introduce this topic. So we talked about the 13-year-old girl using the scientific method. What else did we talk about was important in that big circle on your page? Back to your organizer. Back on your organizer and find out what do we say next. To your organizer. Check in your organizer. Come on, put that on your phone. Okay. Here's our next one.
Oh, yes, I do it.
Oh, voices up. Daisy.
How often do you get a brain freeze?
What? I couldn't hear you. I had someone talking. Just a little bit louder. Yeah, Angel.
How often do you get a brain freeze?
So we need to talk about the brain freeze in some way. That was in our organizer. Okay, but how often we get a brain freeze is not a complete sentence. We need to make a complete sentence out of it. So we're gonna get the person that we're talking about is our subject. Who is it we're gonna talk about? The 13-year-old girl. We don't need to say 13-year-old girl again. We can use the pronoun with she. Excellent. We're gonna say she. And why did she use the scientific method? Think back to the story. Why did she use the scientific method? What was it she was doing?
The science project.
She created a science project. Excellent. Should we write that as our next sentence?
No.
Oh, thumbs up if you want to. Raise your hand if you have a different idea. Okay, so she created a science project. Created is spelled C-R-E-A-T-E-D. She created a science project. Science is spelled S-C-I-E-N-C-E. And then project, P-R-O-J-E-C-T. Okay, so let's read that whole thing together. Fingers under this. Voices together.
This non-fiction text is about a
13-year-old girl.
using the scientific method.
She created a science project. Oh, we need to say what the project is about.
About ice break.
Oh, raise your hands. Raise your hands if you know. What did she create the science project about? Christopher?
To see how often people get ice cream.
Good. She created a science project to see how often people get ice cream headaches. Good. How often? Often is spelled O-F. Writing with me. T-E-N. I'm gonna wait a minute because some of you are a little behind. Make sure you're catching up. I'll know you're ready when that pencil's down and your eyes are back up here on me. Ready? Ready? Jessica, I can't tell if you're ready or not. Thank you. Excellent. I love, Luciana, I love the way you're sitting. Shows me you're ready. I can see that Zane's ready. Excellent. This whole row is ready. Excellent. So I'm going to go back to this sentence because it took me a minute to catch up. My brain has forgotten already what we were writing. Fingers under she. And voices together. She created
a science project to see how often
people get an ice cream headache. Or you could say brain freeze, either one. People is spelled P-E-O. P-L-E.
P-L-E.
People, and then you should be able to say get. And we're not going to use because this is that one word when it's a vowel to vowel, we say and, not and, because we don't want to say ice cream. It's an and ice cream. No vowels together. And ice cream, C-R-E-A-M.
C-R-E-A-M.
Okay, now headache's a big word.
The head
Good, it's a compound word. We were working on those this week. H-E-A-D.
H-E-A-D.
A-C-H-E.
A-C-H.
Okay, sorry. If I stand here, they can see. If I stand here, you can. So we have two really good sentences. We just need one more to finish out this paragraph. Maybe we could add a little bit more details about what it was she was looking for. Look back to your organizer. What other words on there help us decide what we should write next? Back to your organizer. Back here. So we talked about the scientific method, the 13-year-old girl, and the ice cream headache. Is there anything on there that we need to talk about in our organizer, in our introduction? Zane, you have an idea? Okay, everybody should be listening to Zane. Jasmine. Thank you.
She tested 145.
Is that one in the main idea? No, so we're going to leave that one until we get to the experiment because that's on the experiment. We need words out of here, out of our main idea that we haven't talked about yet. No? Okay, that one, all time of the year, is not inside our circle. It's outside in our details. So let's read our main idea from our organizer and see if we've covered it all. Fingers under A or A. Inside your main idea. Everybody's got it on your organizer. Right here, we're reading to see if we've covered it all. Voices together. A 13-year-old girl uses a scientific method to prove that people are more likely to get a brain freeze when you eat ice cream fast. Okay, there's a word in there we have not talked about yet that we can. Jesse, what is that? Eating it fast. Excellent. So we're going to need a sentence about eating ice cream fast. It is also up on our organizer in her hypothesis, correct? But that was the big part. So we put it in our major understanding as well. So what did she create the project to prove? We can write that in our introduction. She wanted to see how often they get an ice cream headache. What else did she want to see? Kevin? Okay, that was in our hypothesis. We're talking fast. So what was the part about fast? That was a good sentence. We'll save that. Zesha.
How fast people eat their ice cream.
Good, so let's put it in a complete sentence for me.
She wanted to figure out how fast people eat their ice cream.
Okay. She used how fast people eat their ice cream to figure out if they would get a brain freeze. Okay. If it mattered if you ate it fast or not. So let's come up with a sentence, a complete sentence with all those thoughts. Jessica, do you have one? She wanted to know how likely it would be to get an ice cream headache if you ate fast. Let's reword that so that we elevate our writing a little bit, make it a little bit better. Someone have a better sentence? I know, this is the hard part, coming from our organizer to our writing. That's where we have to turn into real writers. Take those ideas and make them into good sentences. Zane.
She wanted to prove that people are more likely to get a brain freeze when you eat ice cream fast.
Excellent. He took that sentence exactly from our organizer. Perfect. We are allowed to do that. So she wanted to prove people are more likely to get a brain freeze when you eat ice cream fast. And since that's already in your organizer, you can just copy it as a complete sentence. So we're going to do a capital C. And then go ahead. I'm going to write it up here, but you can copy right from your organizer. So I know I'm going to write fast. I'll give you time to catch up. Okay. Although you're done copying that, excellent. When your pencil's down, good, Abish. She's ready. Zanger's ready. Jessica's ready. Rodrigo's ready. Nisha's ready. Thank you. You're so quietly sitting. I love it. A few more people. Good, excellent. Okay, that's it. Nice, Kevin. Excellent, Luciano. Tell that you're ready. Nice. Okay. Just waiting for not right now, but I'm gonna push it in a minute. Okay. Let's read the whole introduction and make sure it makes sense and that we flow really well. And then we're ready to transition. So fingers under this. Voices together.
This nonfiction text is about a 13-year-old girl